The following is a live presentation of Retro Sports Network, home of the champions of the past, present, and or future. And after a bumpy day yesterday, we are back today for live baseball action. Today we have the Houston Astros and Chicago Cubs, and we should have baseball action for you every day the rest of the week at noontime. And so 1978 resumes on the 5th of June on a warm, actually a beautiful Chamber of Commerce summer day here at Wrigley Field. And the Houston Astros get picked for this one because they've won 10 straight. They have cut the Los Angeles Dodgers' lead in the National League West to half a game. The Cubs, they're hanging in there, and since the Pirates have come back down to earth a bit, at 24 and 23, the Cubs aren't quite out of it yet. They have some work to do, but really it's Houston, who we haven't featured in a while, that gets the prime slot appearance today, so sit back and relax. Do you think we could do a replay without Dennis Lamp? No, we couldn't. Dennis Lamp and Mark Lemon Jello, which is also my favorite flavor of Jello. We'll have baseball for you in just a minute, as Retro Sports Network presents 1978 Major League Baseball replay this afternoon from Wrigley Field in Chicago. It is the Chicago Cubs at 24 and 23 against the red-hot Houston Astros at 30 and 19. And today's game is brought to you by DigitalTheDice.com, the best podcast on the web for your sports simulation and replay needs. Find us today on Spreaker, Spotify, iTunes, and wherever else fine podcasts are listed. Okay. That's the whole point, ID. And thanks for the follow. ID Jester is follower 74 here, and he's going to need me to be quiet so he can input his data into iScore. I'm so sorry. We go to the fourth tee now, where Tiger Woods... No. This will throw things off. So, the Cubbies and the Astros on a Monday afternoon or Tuesday afternoon or whenever you're watching this on YouTube. Dennis Lamp is a paradox, but you knew that already. He is 3 and 6 on this replay with an ERA of 1.92. This is his 11th start, so he's pitched well in the ERA department, but the win-loss thing just isn't his thing. He last went on May 31st, so he's on 6 days rest. He went against the Expos. He went 6 innings, 7 hits, a run it was earned. He walked 2 and struck out 3. So in 70 and a third innings, he's allowed 72 hits, 4 homers, just 23 runs. But the Cubs' defense isn't all that great. 15 of those are earned, so he's given up 8 unearned runs. He has walked 19 and struck out 18. And when he does throw that fastball, it's at 85 miles an hour. And he is a ground ball pitcher. The lineup he'll face for Houston: Terry Poole is in center field. He'll lead it off. Jimmy Sexton is at short. He'll bat second. Enos Cabell will bat third and play third. Jose Cruz cleans up in right field. Bob Watson at first will bat fifth. Denny Walling in left will bat sixth. Art Howe at second will bat seventh. Baldwin, not a clue who that is, will catch him bat eighth. And Mark Lemongello is on the mound. He'll bat ninth. Defensively for Chicago, Greg Gross is a 3 and a 5 in left. Joe Wallace a 3 and a 2 in center. This is why you have lots of unearned runs. Bobby Mercer, however, is very good. He's a 6 and a 9 in right. Steve Ontiveros is a 4 at third. Ivan DeJesus is a 7 at short. Manny Trio is an 8 at second. Larry Bittner is in for Billy Buckner at first. He's a 6. Doug Rader behind the plate, a 6 and a 7. And Dennis Lamp is an 8 with a 9.85 ERA. Poole digs in at 363, a homer, and 14 RBI. Lamps pitch, and there's a fly ball to right. Mercer by the bullpens. He's got it. So we got that by the Cubby bullpen. And there's one away for Jimmy Sexton. At 149, no homers, and 5 RBI. Lamp deals. Ground ball to Bittner. He's going to underhand it to Dennis, and that's the second out. So a good start for the Cubs. And that'll bring up Enos Cabell. Good year for Enos. 317, 2 homers, 3 triples, and 16 RBI. Weather, 72 degrees here at Wrigley. And the gentle wind. Yet, Larry Bittner is 2 I's. And 2 T's. It's like someone played Words with Friends or Scrabble and misspelt the word. Anyway, the wind is blowing out to right at 4. Pitch to Cabell. Little number down to Ontiveros. Over to Bittner. And that will retire the side. No runs, no hits, no errors. We played half an inning. It's the Astros nothing. The Cubs coming up. Mark Lemongello, a last name that sounds like a dessert, is 4-2 with a 3.30 ERA. He has made 10 starts on the year. So obviously this is number 11. He has a 4-game winning streak, although he hasn't won a game since May 21st. I don't, Lemongello or Bittner? I think Bittner's Dutch. Robbie got an ad for Queeby again. Lemongello had a no decision on May 31st against the Giants. 6 1/3, 5 hits, a run it was earned. He walked 3 and struck out 2. And so in 71 innings, he's allowed 66 hits, 6 homers, 29 runs, 26 earned. He's walked 25 and struck out 31. He's a fly ball pitcher, which should not do him any favors here at Wrigley. And the fastball tops out at 85. And here's a lineup he'll face. Ivan De Jesus will lead off at short. For the Cubs, Greg Gross is in left. He'll bat second. Doing better today, Robbie. Rough day yesterday. Larry Bittner is at first. He'll bat third. Bobby Mercer is in right. He'll clean up. The Manny Trio is at second. He'll bat fifth. Steve Ontiveros at third will bat sixth. Doug Rader behind the plate will bat seventh. Joe Wallace, the center fielder, bats eighth. And Dennis Lamp, who threw 10 pitches in the first, is on the mound. Now let's see if I can read what's on the screen. Denny Walling is a 6 and a 4 in left as we set up the Astros defense. Terry Poole is a 7 and 6 in center. Hi, Lorenzo. How are you? Doing better this morning, my friend? Jose Cruz is 7 and 7 in right. Enos Cabell, playing for a bunt I'm not going to do, is a 6 at third. Jimmy Sexton is a 4 at short. Art Howe is a 6 at second. And Bob Watson is a 7 at first. Baldwin, and I don't have any idea who he is a 3 and a 1 behind the plate. That is the very definition of a ramen noodle arm. And you wouldn't serve that with Lemongello, who's an 8 and a 9, 6-0 on the mound. So De Jesus at 268, no homers and 13 RBI. Pitch to De Jesus is a little looper in the left field. That's picked up by Poole, and that's how this one starts. The Cubs have a hit. Greg Gross at 349, no homers, and 8 RBI. And the Cubs will hit and run. There goes De Jesus. The throw down to Sexton is in time. Well, he may have a rubber arm, but he threw out the speedy De Jesus for the first out. So the hit and run fails, 1 away. Pitch to Gross, ground ball to Cabell, over to first for the out. So we should be noon the rest of the week for baseball. And kind of alternating back and forth. We'll be with Dave Gardner for his support show tonight, 7 o'clock on his YouTube channel. then we'll kind of go from there. Larry Bittner, by the way, not a bad player, 300 on the year. A homer and 5 RBI. Pitch to Larry is into right. Cruz goes back to the ivy to make the catch. So the Cubs go down. No runs, a hit. The thrown out trying to hit and run, and no errors. After 1, no score. You know, John, we're all trying to get through this together. And yesterday I found out that the home health care that I have in the morning, I have a video up on YouTube, has been suspended. They just don't have the staff and trying to limit exposure. And so every time that you think that it's kind of, okay, here's where we are and we can just kind of cope with this, there's just kind of like a game of Jenga. Just kind of one thing added to it and another. And so we still have our health. My wife hasn't threatened to kill me yet. But it's just those little things and trying to figure out, okay, how are we going to get through this? And I know I'm not alone there. It'll be Jose Cruz, Bob Watson, and Denny Walling to face Lampin the second. Cruz at 345, 2 homers, and 32 RBI. Thank you, Lorenzo. I have a counseling appointment every Monday or every other Monday, so which is why I don't normally do noon streams on Mondays anyway. But yeah, you need some time to decompress. I mean, that's what we're all trying to do, is just trying to keep our heads above the water. But yesterday was one of those blub, 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 blub type days. Cruz will send that one into shallow center up past Trio, and Wallace will pick it up, and Houston has their first hit. Bob Watson at 317, 5 homers, and 32 RBI. That picture's from Shea. He's pretty young there, too. I wonder if that actually is an airbrush. Did he play for somebody before Houston? That looks like a Topps airbrush job. Oh, I certainly am. John. She is just wonderful. So, yeah, normally, I mean, the schedule I would do Tuesday, Thursday, and once or twice over the weekend. Just about right normally, but these aren't normal times. And so I got talked out of making a video last night, and I think that was absolutely the right idea. Got to go to bed early and got a good night's sleep. Pitch to Watson is into left center field. Gross will turn and watch it hit the top of the wall. Cruz will round third. They cut off the throw. Watson is into second, and the Astros, who have won 10 straight, are now up 1-0. And now is just as good of a time as any to show you the National League standings. The Astros have made up 4 games on the Dodgers in the last 10 days. At 30-19, they are not a good road team. And it sounds like, just looking 22-7 at the Astrodome and 8-12 on the road. So it sounds like the start of a long road trip for Houston. Cincinnati has clawed back to within 5. And in the East, Pittsburgh has come back down to earth. They're still 32-18. And the Cubs are playing 500 ball. 6.5 back. Kansas City has won 7 straight. They lead California by 1.5 games. And the Red Sox have crawled to within 5.5. But right now, it's the Yankees and the Orioles. Yes, they were cheating too. They were snorting their rugs and playing at home. So Denny Walling at 209, no homers and 2 RBI. Pitch from Lamp is a ground ball to Trio over to first, and Bittner hopefully stays on the bag. Watson moves to third, and there's 1 out. For Art Howe at 301, 4 homers and 22 RBI. 1-0 Houston, top the second. Here's the pitch. Into right, Mercer will watch that hit off the ivy. Watson will score. Howe is on with a double, and it's 2-0 Houston. So Dennis Lamp onto thy feet isn't pitching all that well. It's Reggie Baldwin. If you guessed Reggie Baldwin, give yourself a fake cookie. He's 5 for 15 with a homer and 4 RBI. I thought Louis Pujols was the Astros' backup catcher. And of course, Joe Ferguson, who started the year in Houston, eventually goes to Los Angeles with the injury to Steve Yeager. Pitch to Baldwin. That's up the middle, and that's a base hit. Howe will round third and score without a throw, and it's 3-0 Houston. So 1 out, and Lamp hasn't retired hardly anybody here in the second. Brings up Lemon Jello at 0.95. He's 2 for 21 with 8 strikeouts. Ontiveros and Bittner come in. Pitch from Lamp. Lemon Jello bunts. Rader throws to first. Trio's there for the out, and Baldwin, who's got my speed, stands on second. So 9 batters for Lamp. Not a bad pitch count, 30. But he's thrown an inning and 2/3, 4 hits, and 3 earned runs. Oh, Ferguson played for the Dodgers in 74, Mr. Forsberg said. Then he goes back. Because he's definitely with the Dodgers in 78. I believe he played in the World Series. Robbie's County has issued a stay-at-home order. We're expecting one here in the state of Vermont, effective tomorrow, although it hasn't been announced yet. Pitch from Lamp is into right. Mercer should be there, and he is for the out. But the Astros get 3 runs on 4 hits and no errors. An inning and a half in the books. It's the Astros 3, the Cubs nothing. Bobby Mercer having a great year. 333, no homers, 4 doubles, and 19 RBI. Lemon Jello starts the bottom of the second with a strikeout. Mercer swung on and missed a 1-2 fastball for strike 3. And that's the first for Lemon Jello, who's not going to strike out all that many. He struck out 77 and 210 in a third real innings. Manny Trio is also hitting 333. 10 doubles and 17 RBI. Pitch. Ball 4. So the first walk for Lemon Jello. Trio will hold tight. That'll bring up Ontiveros at 272. 2 homers and 21 RBI. Wind a little more gusty now. It's out to 6. And that's into right. Cruz moves into right center and makes the play. Trio will go back to first. 2 out for Dave Rader. At 231, 3 homers and 22 RBI. Yep, Mark, they're closing the barbershops and hair salons tomorrow, so he had to get a haircut and a beard trim this morning. Well, I bet you look really snazzy this morning. Pitch to Rader. Ball 4. So Lemon Jello kind of scuffling a bit here with 2 out in the bottom of the second for Joe Wallace, who must go to Oakland at some point. Joe at 279, 2 homers and 8 RBI. So runners on first and second, 3-0 Houston. Here's the pitch. And there's a chopper down to Cabell. He goes to Watson for the play, and Wallace is retired. So the Cubs strand 2 on a walk and a hit. Actually, no hits. Anyway, they strand 2. After 2, it's 3-0 Houston. Doesn't Jimmy Sexton look a bit like Clinton Parks? Just putting that out there. Anyway, Jimmy's 0 for 1. No, I shaved this morning. Keep to your routine as much as possible. It'll help pass the time. Pitch from Lamp, and Sexton squares. Ontiveros comes in, and Jimmy will beat it out. So I didn't even see that one at all, and he deadened that ball perfectly. Ontiveros ran in about 85 feet. That brings up Cabela's 0 for 1. Tribe fan asks if Robbie's growing the playoff beard because Robbie's such a hockey fan. Throw to first. Sexton is back. But now they're going to pitch out. Rader, remember, has a 7 arm. Lamp throws. There goes Sexton to throw down a trio, and Jimmy is in there with his 5th steal. So this is how Houston has won 10 straight. Cabell 0 for 1. Lorenzo cuts his own hair. So he's good, and the Red Wings haven't lost in 12 days. Neither had the Canadiens, Mart. Pitch to Cabell. Ground ball to Ontiveros. Makes a diving stop. Throws to first for the out. So Sexton is forced to hold one out. And Ontiveros pretty much got one just over the bag at third. And made a strong throw. So one out for Cruz, who singled and scored in the second. Pitch from Lamp. And there's a high fly ball to right. Mercer will keep that in the yard. Sexton will tag, and there's 2 away. For Bob Watson, Bob doubled, scored, and drove in his 33rd run of the year. In the second, Lamp, 2 outs here in the top of the third on the wrong end of a 3-0 score. Ball 4. So Watson will walk, and there's runners in the corners for Denny Walling, who's 0 for 1. So Mr. Forsberg is an Avs fan and might be some kin to Peter Forsberg. Oh, that's cool. Pitch. And there's a chopper to Bittner. He takes it to the bag himself, and that's an out. So the Astros strand 2. No runs, a hit, no errors. 2.5 down, 3-0 Houston. There was a YouTube video that someone did for all 30 teams. That's what she said about the Red Wings. Then some troll had to say something about the Blue Jackets not making the playoffs. See, when hockey season resumes for Montreal, it's golf season. Dennis Lamp is at 087. He's 2 for 23 with 2 strikeouts. And he leads it off in the bottom of the third. And DeJesus and Gross to follow. Lemongello's pitch, and there's a liner in the left center field. Lamp is going for 2, and he's in there. He turned his ankle on the slide. And so Howe and Sexton, Howe has his arm around him. Lamp tries to get his footing. He's kind of bucking like a horse out there. The trainer and Herman Franks come out, and Lamp says he's fine. So no double to start the inning, and that'll bring up DeJesus, who's 1 for 1. Lemongello threw 9 batters, 2 innings, 30-plus innings, 36 pitches, 2 hits, 2 walks, and a strikeout. Pitch to DeJesus is a little grounder up the middle. Sexton, the first for the out. Lamp scampers to third. So the ankle can't be feeling too bad. Greg Gross is 0 for 1. Lorenzo's Football Manager 2020 team has been promoted from the Russian First Division to the Premier Division. Life of Mother Russia is about to get painful. Of course you can talk soccer here. Pitch to Gross. Line drive right field. Lamp will score, and it's 3-1. So the Cubs are on the board. And Gross is on with a single. Here's Bittner. Larry is 0 for 1. Pitch from Lemongello, and that's a liner to left. Walling is there for the second out. Brings up Bobby Mercer, who struck out his first time up. Oh yeah, those Avs and Red Wings series from a few years ago was the very definition of what playoff hockey's all about. Lemongello delivers, and there's a ground ball to short. Sexton flips to Hal for the out, and that will retire the side. 1 run for the Cubs on 2 hits and no errors. After 3, it's Houston 3, Chicago 1. So Hal, Reggie Baldwin, and Lemongello here in the 4th. Hal doubled, scored, and drove in a run. Oh, was it Lamp that was on the hill for that 23-22 game against the Phillies in 79? Pitch to Howe is a ground ball to DeJesus. over to first for the out. Like anybody pitched along that day. By the way, the wind has shifted now left to right at 14. Reggie Baldwin singled and drove in a run, his 5th of the year, his first time up. 1 out, and there's a ground ball to second, Trio to first, and that's 2. So nobody out, and 2 out for Lemon Jello, who bunted his first time up. So Wrigley Field, the ballpark effects, lefties are a +10 for batting average, and so are righties. Home run-wise, +12 for lefties and +45 for righties. Yep, 23-22. He started the game, did Dennis Lamp, and Donnie Moore came in after. Randy Lurch started for the Phils. I wonder if there were any position players that pitched in that game. Lemon Jello sends this one in the left. Gross will make the play, and that will retire the side. No runs, no hits, no errors. We go to the bottom of the 4th. It's Houston 3, Chicago 1. Yeah, I'm sure that was on MLB Network the other day. Peter Forsberg, speaking of the Avs, is the only player in NHL history to score no points in a regular season, but lead the playoffs in points. I would imagine because he was probably hurt. Trio 0 for 1, or walked his first time up. Lemon Jello starts the bottom of the 4th. There's a base hit in the left field, and Trio's on with a single. So nobody out for Ontiveros, who's 0 for 1. I'm sure it's on YouTube somewhere. That game was so famous because it was a day game. It was at Wrigley. That it made the nightly news. There was actually highlights of it on NBC Nightly News. Yeah, NHL really... Well, the NHL drops the ball on a lot of things, Tribe fan, but that Avs-Wings rivalry was something special. Pitch to Ontiveros. Ground ball left side. That's going to go all the way to the wall. Trio will round third and score. Ontiveros is going for 3, and he's in there. And so that didn't look like that was going to be extra bases, but Walling and Poole got a late jump on it, and it just kind of slowed right down. So, yeah, especially the year the Red Wings and the Hurricanes met in the Stanley Cup Finals. So Dave Rader walked his first time up, 3-2. Cubs are clawing back. Nobody out, bottom of the 4th. And ball 4. So Lemon Jello is struggling with control. 3 walks and 1 strikeout. He walked him on 4 pitches. Here's Joe Wallace. He's 0 for 1. Captain Carl. Doing the best we can, buddy. How about you? Glad to have you along on a Tuesday afternoon. Pitch. Wallace, ground ball left side. Ontiveros will tie the ball game. Raiders on second. Wallace on first. How you doing, Bobby? So with nobody out, Dennis Lamp, who doubled his first time up, will square on the sacrifice. It's down. Baldwin throws to Hal, and there's 1 away. With Raider on third and Wallace on second. Tribe fan says Game 3 of the 0-2 final is one of his favorite Stanley Cup final games. I'm kind of partial to Game 6 of the 93 final myself. Pitch to DeJesus, who's 1 for 2, and that's up the middle for a base hit. Raider will score. Wallace will hold. And through 19 batters, Lemon Jello, 71 pitches, 3 1/3 innings, 7 hits. He's walked 3 and struck out 1, and all 4 runs are earned. Bobby starts working from home every other week this week. Just remember, if you teleconference, you don't need to wear pants, okay? You don't need to wear pants. PJ bottoms are fine. You wear the suit, the tie, the shirt. Gross. Ground ball to Cabell. Howe for 1. Over to Watson. Do they turn it? No, and another run scores, so it's 5-3 Chicago. Yeah, seeing Ray Bork win the cup was a good one too. So Gross on first, Bittner at the plate. Larry's 0 for 2. Gross will hold. Bittner up the middle. Howe flips it to Sexton to get the force. But a huge inning for the Cubs. 4 runs on 4 hits and no errors. After 4, Chicago 5, Houston 3. Terry Poole will lead it off, so Dennis Lamp through 18 batters, 48 pitches. He survived the rough second. 4 innings, 5 hits, 3 runs all earned. He's walked 1 and struck out none. Captain Carl says, a good thing I got a bunch of replays, but watching vids by others and myself. Yep, that's why we're all doing this. You know, I do get dressed every day. I wear sweatpants anyway. I don't find jeans all that comfortable. In fact, I don't own a pair of jeans. How you doing, Mr. Mike? But dressing like it's a normal day. I'm just trying to keep it normal as much as possible. The wife made iced coffee. She got some French vanilla stuff. Pitched to Poole. Is a little looper in the left center field. They all converge and it will drop, and so that's a single. Poole's on first after that, and here's Jimmy Sexton. He's 1 for 2. He's got himself a single. It's a great hobby for times like this. Absolutely. And so I'm going to say this, and it's my wife said this, okay, and so French vanilla iced coffee, she made it herself. That's what I'm working on today for lunch, and she just says, it's not as good as Dunkin', is it? Said, no, but it tastes just fine. Runner on first. Sexton sends this one in the left. Gross turns and watches it go. And as soon as the Cubbies took the lead, Houston snatched it right back. 5-5 tie. So that was right down the line, and that was well struck. Lorenzo was sad when they closed all the Dunkins in his area. Don't know why it doesn't work out in California. I like their coffee 1,000 times better than Starbucks. As he drinks his iced coffee out of a Starbucks container. Enos Cabell is 0 for 2, so we're tied at 5 here in the top of the 5th. Pitch to Enos. Ground ball to third. Ontiveros over to first for the out. Duncan is doing takeout. But we've gotten it a couple times. We've got to charge up the card. You use the app and do it. But we're just trying to limit how many times we go out. Oh, there's one in a little setup inside a Walmart. Okay. Hey, that went into Aunt Norma's house. Jose Cruz 1 for 2. That might have actually gone out on our Waverly. That ball was hammered. Jose's got a single and a run scored. 1 away. And there's a liner to right. Mercer dives and makes the catch. What a play by Bobby Mercer. 2 out for Bob Watson, who was walked and doubled, scored and drove in a run. Lorenzo makes his own AeroPresses and lattes. Yep, Brickhouse was good. Pitch to Watson is into right. Mercer will make the catch to retire the side. Halfway home, 2 runs, 2 hits, no errors. It's Houston 5, Chicago 5. He meant Mercer, not Jack Brickhouse. Anyway, so that's the summary of how we got here. Pitching not a premium today. And that's pretty much the in-game box score. Lamp, 5 innings, 7 hits, 5 runs all earned. Lemongello, 4 innings, 7 hits, 5 runs all earned. 5-7-0 for both teams. And speaking of Bobby Mercer, he's 0 for 2 with a strikeout. The lone strikeout for Lemongello. And now make it 2 as he just looks at a fastball just below the belt for strike 3. Manny Trio is 1 for 1. He has singled, scored, and walked. 5-5 in the 5th. Pitch from Lemongello is a ground ball to third, over to Watson for the out. Straight talk, Butterfinger, and Modern Warfare. I've worked from home for a while, Lorenzo, and the weather's finally getting warm enough that you would like to get out every day. You get trapped in here in the winter an awful lot, but the wife is an essential worker, so she has to go. Steve Ontiveros is 1 for 2 with an RBI triple and a run scored. Lemongello's pitch, and there's a looper into left field. That's going to drop for extra bases. Ontiveros is on with a double. He's 2 for 3. Brings up Dave Rader, 8th hit for the Cubs. The Astros have 7. Rader has walked twice and scored once. Pitch struck him out. He got him on a 2-2 on the inside corner at 85. So no runs, a hit, no errors. We played 5. It's Quincer Wild, 5-5 the score. So 77 WABC degrees. Wins at 10 from left to right here. Walling, Howe, and Baldwin to face Lamp. Doug Rader, yeah. Walling is 0 for 2. And there's a base hit into right field. Mercer will pick it up on a couple hops, and that's the 8th hit for Houston. Brings up Art Howe, who doubled. He's 1 for 2. He's got 1 of the 5 Astro runs and scored. ID Jester's back. Hopefully we're not disturbing his cutting time. Pitch to Howe. Ground ball to third. Ontiveros, a trio for 1 over to Bittner. And that is 2. So 2 out on the pitcher's best friend. I might have said Dave. Reggie Baldwin's at the plate. He's 1 for 2. He's got him single. ID Jester sent an email out this morning, working so hard from home. He's got to go in the kitchen and microwave his own turnover, right? Baldwin is 1 for 2 with an RBI. 5-5, nobody on, 2 out, top the 6th. And there's a ground ball to Trio over to Bittner, and that will retire the side. Oh, we've played 5.5. No runs, a hit, nobody left. After 5.5, 5-5. Ah, the wife made lunch. What'd you have for lunch? Be Joe Wallace, Dennis Lamp, and Evanda Jesus to face Lemongello here in the bottom of the 6th. Wallace 1 for 2. He's got a single, an RBI, and a run scored. My mom made a bunch of food. And she made some chicken. And we turned that into chicken salad today. It was really good. Wallace, ground ball, base hit, past a diving Sexton. Poole will pick it up. They will not try for 2, but the Cubs have their 9th hit. Pasta casserole. Yummy, yummy. And so Lamp, who's only thrown 79 pitches, is going to stay in the game. He's going to square. The bunt is down. Baldwin throws to second. Sexton for 1. And they get Lamp? No. But it's a fielder's choice. 2-6. So a nice play. ID had to get his own drink, so he might need a nap in a bit. Okay, you're entitled. So Lemon Jello threw 27 batters, 93 pitches, 5 1/3 innings, 9 hits. He's walked 3 and struck out 3. DeJesus is 2 for 3. Has singled twice and driven in a run. Here's the pitch. DeJesus, line drive right field. That's a base hit. Lamp will hold at second. And that's the 10th hit for the Cubs. Only 1 out for Greg Gross. Gross, 2 RBI and a single. I agree, Mark. I used to love spaghetti for breakfast. Put a lot of that shaky cheese on, some toast, some butter. Oh, yeah. Awesome stuff. Or awesome sauce. Baldwin and Lemon Jello confer. The pitch to Gross right back up the middle. Howe for 1 over to Watson. That should be 2, and it is. 1, 4, 3 on the DP. No runs, 2 hits. The Cubs strand a man. After 6, 5-5. So let's see what the computer does with Lemon Jello. He still has got some pitches left. So I wonder if they'll keep him in the ballgame. He's 0 for 1. Pitch from Lamp. Here's a little ground ball to Bittner over to first for the out, 1 away. Terry Poole is 1 for 3. So Lamp threw 27 batters, 82 pitches, 6 1/3 innings, 8 hits, 5 runs, all earned, the homer, a walk, and no strikeouts. Talk about your pitch to contact. Poole's 1 for 3 with a single. Now he's 2 for 4 with 2 singles as he punches that one up the middle. So 1 out for Sexton. Jimmy's the one that homered. 2 for 3. He's got a homer, a single, 2 RBI. And a run scored. Pitch from Lamp. There goes Poole. The throw down a trio. Not in time. Mine? Oh, I'm quite English. Jimmy Sexton is 2 for 3. Jimmy singled. No, duh. It's the same thing. It's the same batter, Ron. Poole's still second, and it's his 13th on the year. And this time he struck him out. Lamp got him on a 1-2 cutter at the knees. That's the first strikeout for Dennis, and there's 2 out for Enos Cabell, who's 0 for 3. 78 WBBM degrees. Wind's blowing left to right at 10. Pitch to Cabell is a little looper. It's going to get past DeJesus. Poole will score as the throw goes back in the infield, and it's now 6-5, Houston. Brings up Jose Cruz, who's 1 for 3. Single and a run scored. Both teams have 10 hits. Scoreboard says 6-5 Houston. Pitch to Cruz, and there's a base hit into right center field. Cabell will try for third. Wallace is going to rubber arm this one to Ontiveros, and Cabell is safe. So runners in the corners, 2 out for Bob Watson, who's 1 for 2 with a double and an RBI. Yeah, my mom was good at making something out of nothing, too, so. She made some great fish last week. My wife finished up the corned beef and cabbage she made for St. Patrick's Day. Had some chicken last night. Turned that into chicken salad today. So Watson 1 for 2. 2 out. Lamp and Raider converge. And Watson strikes out. Whatever Raider said, it worked. It was a late called strike 3. And that will retire the side. A run on 3 hits and no errors. Stretch time, 6-5 Houston. Careful what button you hit, Ronnie. My mom lives about 40 minutes from here to the east. She lives in Vermont. Polish sausage and sauerkraut. We called that kielbasa. And I do like sauerkraut. Larry Bittner, not sure what he likes, but he's 0 for 3. It'll be Bittner, Mercer, and Trio to face Lemon Jello here in the bottom of the 7th. 6-5 the score. Astros lead, and Bittner swung on and missed an 83-mile-an-hour pitch for strike 3. So here's Mercer. He's fanned twice. That's 4 for Lemon Jello. Mercer is 0 for 3 with 2 strikeouts. Here's the pitch. Into left center field. Back goes Walling. He'll make the catch for the second out. Bobby got good wood to the opposite field, but right in the waiting glove of Denny. So 2 out for Trio, who's 1 for 2. He's walked, singled, and scored. And Trio lines that one into left for a single. The Cubs now have 11 hits. The Astros have 11 hits. 6 runs, 11 hits, no errors for Houston. They've left 5 on. The Cubs, 5 runs, 11 hits, no errors, and they've left 6 on. Ontiveros is 2 for 3. He has doubled and tripled. Scored and drove in a run, and hits a ground ball to Howe. He goes to Sexton at second for the out, and that will retire the side. We've played 7. No runs, a hit, no errors. 6-5 Houston. So Lamp, they'd like to get him through the 8th. Yeah, chicken and pork. Chicken's always been pretty cheap. And if you like the fatty pork, that's always been cheap too. Walling is 1 for 3. He's got himself a single. We ate a lot of chicken growing up. Pitch to Walling is a ground ball to short. De Jesus behind the bag over to first for the out. So 1 out for Howe. Art, 1 for 3. RBI double. And a run scored. Astros are looking to extend their hit winning streak to 11. And technically, because we haven't played the rest of this day yet, would be tied for first. Store shelves are coming back up. It depends on when the trucks get there. Pitch to Howe. Ground ball to Trio. Over to first for the out. Reggie Baldwin's 1 for 3. Single and RBI. 2 out, top of the 8th. Lamp has pitched well. Not stat-wise, but he's going to give you 8 innings. To third, Ontiveros over to first, and that will retire the side. So Lamp, wow, Joe Ferguson is still here. He's coming in to catch. Lemon Jello. So Ferguson will bat 8th and catch. When you go to the bottom of the 8th, it's still 6-5 Houston. Dave Rader. 0 for 1 with a run scored. He's walked 2 and struck out 1. Pitch from Lemon Jello is a ground ball to second. Howe over to first for the out. So Joe Sambito will come in to pitch. Yes, you would have that in Utah, Lemon Jello. So Sambito coming in for the save. Actually, he would bat first, so I think he's just in here to get some work. This is his 23rd appearance. He's 6-3 with 5 saves and an ERA of 3.34. He last worked 2 days ago against the Cardinals. He went an inning, allowed 2 hits, 2 runs, 1 earned. He walked 1, got the win, and didn't strike out anybody. So in 29 2/3 innings, he's allowed 27 hits, 4 homers, 17 runs, 11 earned, 12 walks, and 31 strikeouts. He throws hard. He's a 98-mile-an-hour fastball pitcher, and it's a fly ball. Mr. Forsberg used to work for Food Lion. And the warehouses, and our best to anyone working in the grocery business trying to keep us all going. Joe Wallace, 2 for 3, is singled twice, driven in a run and scored. Sambito's pitch struck him out. He got him on a 2-2 changeup for a called strike 3. And that's 2 outs for Lamp. And we will pinch hit for Lamp. Can't bring in Buckner, can I? Oh, yes, I can. But we'll bring in Gene Kleins instead. No Food Lions up here. Kleins at 236. No homers and 4 RBI. Of course, a lot of the big chains have different names in different parts of the country. Albertsons owns what we call Hannaford's up here. But because it has New England ties, they never changed the name of it. But it essentially is an Albertsons. Pitch to Kleins is a base hit right center field. And so the Cubs get a 2-out single, and that'll bring up DeJesus. So DeJesus is 3 for 4. He singled 3 times and driven in a run. Pitch, I'll throw to first, and Kleins is back. We're not stealing him. Sambito goes home. DeJesus, little check swing number to Watson. Flips it to the pitcher. Sambito covers, and that will retire the side. We go to the top of the 9th. It's Houston 6, Chicago 5. And although it's not a save situation, we go with the beardless one, Bruce Sutter, making his 19th appearance of the year. ERA of 7.36. He's 2-4 with 9 saves. 22 innings, 21 hits. 4 home runs allowed. He's given up 19 runs, 18 earned. He's walked 5 and struck out 27. He went on the 31st and struck out the side against Montreal and trying to get his 9th save. He has not pitched against the Astros this year. Looks like a baby in that picture, doesn't he? So let's see. I can't imagine Sambito is going to bat. And he will not. It's Cesar Cedeno at 241, 5 homers and 25 RBI. Sooners pitch, and there's a fly ball shallow center. Wallace, 1 away. Yeah, from Belgium. I'm sure it's, with 4 different names. DeHaze, something like that. It might actually be the same company as Hannaford's. Or that might be Shaw's. Like I said, most of the chains, even though the names may be the same, I think they own what we have, Shaw's. Terry Poole's 2 for 4. Singled twice and scored twice. Stole a base, his 13th of the year. Ground ball to Ontiveros over to first. Poole can run, and he's out on the bang-banger. So 2 out for Sexton, who's 2 for 4. Singled and homered, he's driven in 2. Gross, Bittner, and Mercer to face somebody in the 9th. Because Cedeno pinch hit for Sambito. And Dave Bergman is going to pinch hit. Bergman, a lefty, 263, 5 for 19 on the year. On the real replay, 231, no homers and 12 RBI. 6-5, Houston hanging on here in the top of the 9th. And Sutter got him. He swung on and missed on the breaking ball, and that will retire the side. Oscar Zamora coming in. It's Houston 6, Chicago 5. That's an airbrush jobby if I ever saw one. Zamora, only in town through the 22nd of July, go see him soon at the Astrodome, is 2-0 with an ERA of 4.35. He last pitched 3 days ago against the Cardinals. Got a win. Went a clean inning and had a strikeout. So in 10 1/3 innings, he's allowed 10 hits, 5 runs, all those coming against Philadelphia in back-to-back games. All earned, 1 homer. He's walked 4 and struck out 5. He is a fastball pitcher. He excels at the fly ball. The wind, by the way, is blowing in from left at 9. And that fastball tops out at 86. Let's go, Spiders! So after the ball game, we'll go through the rest of the Monday in baseball and tell you what we're doing tomorrow at noon. Gross is 1 for 4. He is singled and driven in 2. There's a ground ball base hit right side, so the tying run is on for Larry Bittner. And Watson and Cabell guard the lines. Roger Metzger, by the way, is now at short, and he will bat second. Ferguson is a 7 and a 5 behind the plate. Bittner, 0 for 4 with a strikeout. And Larry strikes out again. A 2-2 pitch swung on and missed, strike 3. So 1 out for Bobby Mercer. Last chance for him to extend his hitting streak to 12. He is 0 for 4 with 2 strikeouts. Pitch from Zamora. And there's a base hit into left center field. That should be extra bases. It is not. Walling cut it off and just flung it in, and Gross had to hold at second. So 1 out for Trio. Manny is 2 for 3. He is singled twice, scored and walked. So the winning run is Mercer. And Trio would like to drive them both in. Here's the pitch. And there's a chopper up the middle. Metzger to Howe for 1. Over to Watson. And he's safe. So Chicago is down to their last out. That was close. It goes 6-4 on the fielder's choice. But Trio can run. And he beat the good throw from Howe. So here's Ontiveros. Steve is 2 for 4. He's doubled and tripled. And has an RBI. Tying run on third. The winning run is Trio. Ivy on the wall in April. It's a video game. I'm sure it's easier to do that than it is to change the weather for different parts of the season. Raider on deck. And there's a line drive to Cabell, and that will win the ball game, and the Astros have won 11 straight. They have beaten the Cubs 6-5. So Lemon Jello goes to 5-2 on the replay. 7 1/3 innings, 11 hits, 5 runs all earned. He's walked 3 and struck out 4. Sambito gets the hold. Zamora, a bumpy save, 5 batters. He allowed 2 hits in 1 inning and had a strikeout. Dennis Lamp, 8 innings, 11 hits, 6 runs all earned. He gave up the homer. He walked 1 and struck out 2. And so Jimmy Sexton will be our Digital Dice MVP. He went 2-run shot, 2 for 4. And so the Astros beat the Cubs 6-5. And I'll be with Mr. Gardner tonight for his chat. And so the Astros and Dodgers are officially tied, and Houston has an 11-game winning streak. The rest of this paltry Monday. Let's see. Philadelphia 10, San Francisco 8. 5 home runs for the Giants weren't enough. Carlton goes to 7-4. Montreal 3, San Diego 2. Rudy May goes to 5-3. 7 1/3 innings, 6 strikeouts, 3 hits over, and 2 earned runs. The Dodgers go back into first. They beat the Mets 12-3. Rick Rhoden goes to 6-1. Steve Garvey with his 6th homer. The Dodgers had 17 hits. Cleveland beat Chicago 4-3. Kinney gets the win, 1-1. Chet Lemon 2 for 4 with his 7th of the year. Atlanta shuts down Pittsburgh 1-0. Dick Ruthven goes to 3-6. Cincinnati beats St. Louis. Tom Seaver goes to 8-2. The Cardinals, by the way, fall to 19-36. Seattle beats the Yankees 14-8. Bucky Dent with his third home run of the year. Seattle pounds out 17 hits. Craig Reynolds with 4 by himself. Red Sox cannot gain ground. Oakland beat him 4-1. Pete Broberg gets the win. He goes to 2-1. The not-so-talented Mr. Ripley falls to 4-5. And Don Baylor, 2 home runs against Jim Palmer. The Angels beat the Orioles 5-4. So Pittsburgh's lead over Philadelphia is 2. Over Montreal, it's 4. The Dodgers' lead over the Astros remains a half a game. Yankees by 2 over the Orioles. And Kansas City leads California by 2 in the loss column. Tomorrow's game is going to be from Anaheim, the Baltimore Orioles and the California Angels. Noon Eastern tomorrow. Join us for baseball then. Hey, always glad to be here for you, gang. And so be good to each other. You'll see Davey and I a little bit later on. Until then, we'll talk to you soon. Have a good day, everybody.